Nigeria is through to the final of the African Cup of Nations. They're going to have to obviously get their slot in there for you, and they are waiting to see who they're going to be playing in the final. And it's obviously one of those games that you would obviously want to watch, and it really looked really great. I enjoyed that game, by the way, because you saw how the side of Nigeria really played, and South Africa later, grew into the game and really went ahead to do the needful. South Africa came in through and obviously created the most number of chances in the first half that were really deadly, and Nigeria went ahead obviously create more clear-cut chances into the second half. But all the two goals that really crossed the line and were really valid and they were made to count were all about one guy. So they were all about a penalty, and a penalty was scored by the captain of Nigeria. Then South Africa, Makwena, went ahead to level the game, and the rest has been history. So Nigeria are in the final. I think they last played in the final. When was it? 2013 when they won it in South Africa, and they obviously have seen this team that has not obviously gone ahead with a lot of hype to really go in there for you. And I remember when I was doing my preview of the African Cup of Nations and who is going to really win the African Cup of Nations, I came up here and I really told you the following, that, hear me out, Nigeria is one of the teams that we can really look through to obviously win the trophy. I talked about Ivory Coast as being the host. I talked about Nigeria, talked about Morocco, I talked about Egypt, I talked about Algeria and Senegal. But I all knew that maybe Senegal and Morocco were the favorites. Obviously, Cameroon really put in a very huge ask for this trophy, but Nigeria has gone ahead to obviously show us that they really wanted this trophy more. Before they went to the penalties, this was how everything really went ahead to go on into the 120 minutes that we are played down in the Stadium down in Ivory Coast. And they were as follows: 14 shots by Nigeria, 14 shots by South Africa, 6 shots on target by Nigeria, 5 shots on target by South Africa, and 39% possession by Nigeria and 61% ball possession by South Africa. It reached an extent when South Africa was the one really holding that ball, and Nigeria relied on their system of obviously hitting them on the break. And hitting them on the break had gone ahead to obviously work out well, but it really backfired when the goal they scored, that is Victor Osimhen, to make it 2-0, was really cancelled because there was a penalty foul in the box of Nigeria before they counter-attacked South Africa to obviously cause that havoc. 382 passes completed by Nigeria. South Africa completed 616, 80% passing accuracy by Nigeria, and South Africa had 86%. 22 fouls by Nigeria, 11 fouls by South Africa, 2 yellow cards to Nigeria and 0 red cards to South Africa, 0 red cards to Nigeria and 1 red card to the side of South Africa. And remember, when they came in through and really did all they had to do into that system, that was the chance that Nigeria had gotten to obviously make it 2-1 towards the end of the second half of the extra time, and it was nearing the 120th minute. This defender really went ahead to play on a Risik outside the 18 yards box area, and the red card was given to him. He was the last man. After he was really sent off, everything was really okay for Nigeria, but even Ekong had to make a foul to get that second yellow card of the game as far as Nigeria yellow cards were really concerned, because he had to hold the shot of the forward of South Africa because they had hit them on the break. And after that, they went into the penalty shootout. So 0 offsides to Nigeria and 1 offside to South Africa, 5 corners to Nigeria and 4 corners to the side of South Africa, and that was how things really went down in. And South Africa went ahead to obviously score 2 penalties, I think, because they never took the 5th one, and Nigeria scored 4, and it was Hikinacho who scored the winning penalty and went ahead to obviously celebrate, and he put himself into the positions of obviously playing into the final. And Nigeria are gonna play into the final of the African Cup of Nations, and they are there. Nigerians have gone ahead to celebrate. I've gone ahead to capture some videos. I don't know whether I'll get some time to obviously get you in there for you, but the goalkeeper of Nigeria, known as Noah Bali, to me has been the man of the match, because in the 120 minutes played, he was really pivotal in what they really had to do into that game of football. He was really pivotal, very pivotal and integral, because he made some good saves. Even in the dying minutes of the extra time, before they went to penalties, Makowena went ahead to go in for a very good shot through a free kick, and he went ahead and obviously saved it. So he saved Nigeria. He was the lifeline of Nigeria from the start of the game, because South Africa in the first half had some good 3-4 clear-cut chances, and he saved all that. And he never ended there. Even when they needed him most in the 5 penalties, he saved 2 of those, and he obviously made what we call a resounding energetic save that took Nigeria to the final. And I know this guy is really going to be one of those that deserves the best to obviously be given what it's needed. So for me, I would love to see a final. When Nigeria is there, you obviously anticipate that a lot of vibe is going to be on social media, and I think the best final for me would be between Nigeria and Ivory Coast, the hosts, because remember, Nigeria beat Ivory Coast in the group stages 2-0, and we want to see, can they obviously register the same effort and energy to really knock them out, because Ivory Coast, ever since they came in through as the best losers from the group stages, because of the last out of the 4 teams that were chosen, and they went ahead to obviously come in through and really knock out big teams. They knocked out Senegal, if at all I'm not mistaken. So it shows you how good they've gone ahead to be, and they've gone ahead to do the needful. So for South Africa, they are going to play the losers match. I think it's going to be on Friday or Saturday. That is it. So I'm really happy for them, because all along, ever since that team that had Benjamin McCarthy, Pena, Makowena, and very many other people in there for you, it hadn't really gotten the best of a team to come in through and do the needful. And we've seen their league being one of the best leagues in Africa, but they had failed to produce players that could perform at what we call the elite levels of the game. But finally, they have a team. I've gone ahead to look at them play. They've gone ahead to build a team, and that team is really solid. And I know in the World Cup qualifiers, it's really going to do wonders for the side of South Africa. And with Africa having one more slot to 6 teams qualifying for the World Cup that is going to be played in Mexico, USA and Canada, this guy really has the best to serve for the game of football, and that is none other than the guy himself, who goes by the names of South Africa. So I've gone ahead to like the way they play, especially the style of play. When they decide to park the bus, they'll park the bus. And what results has that gone ahead to show up? They've gone ahead to concede 2 goals in that entire tournament, And when they decide to obviously attack you, they will attack you. We saw them score goals. I think there is a team they beat 3-0, I think it was 3-1. Then they went ahead to beat Morocco by 2-0. They went ahead to knock out Cape Verde. So even this one, they've gone ahead to score 1 goal. So it shows you that they are a good team, and it is a mixture of experience and new players, meaning that the future is bright, and even the future is bright, and even those other stars coming in through will obviously take them to where they deserve to be. And as everything goes on as to plan, we'll wait and see how that pans out. My man of the match is it Nwabili, that goalkeeper. He's really good, and he deserves all the blessings, because he has gone ahead to do something wonderful for the side of Nigeria. And I know we are going to be having a very good final in this game. It's still 0-0, Cote d'Ivoire versus Congo, and you cannot predict where this game of football is going to end, because by the time Nigeria went ahead to score the first goal through a penalty, no one saw where a goal of South Africa was going to come in through, because Nigeria were defending it very well, but they also went ahead to give out a stupid penalty, and we saw to it that Nigeria went ahead to be levels with South Africa. So games of football really change. In the first half, Ivory Coast went ahead to hit a hoodwork, and even Sebastian Haller went ahead to get a clear-cut chance and headed that ball over the bar that saw Didier Drogba bury his head in the seats of the stadium. And it was like, in my time, that would have been one of the goals that would have gone ahead obviously do. But I think Sebastian Haller is just unlucky, because even when they are playing in the quarterfinals, the team they knocked out, I think, was it Mali, he had a crossbar reject or deny him a chance to score, and the ball ricocheted into play. So your reactions to Nigeria through to the final are welcome in the comment section below. Let's see who they're playing next. And when this game is done, I'll come out and really tell you what I think about it. I'm out.